It's finally time that I think we get all this drama out of the way. We settle
Hmm.
things once and for all.
Yeah. I think it is about time.
Welcome to the episode that we are dedicating to our hashtag third year drama. Because that is literally what this episode entails.
Man, it is so much drama.
All the drama for your mama
And your llama.
and your llama. Save it for your llama. Hello, welcome to episode number 9 of Jared and Al Watch Love Live Sunshine. I'm Jared, that is Anladium,
Hello.
and we are here to talk to you about episode number 9, entitled Young Dreamer. Because you can only dream when you're young.
Yeah, apparently. Finding that out.
So, like we said, this is the crux of the third year drama arc, and we're finally going to get a lot of answers that we have yet to get.
We've been hinting at for a while, but
Yes.
have not gotten solid answers as to what the heck is actually going on.
This is the time we have to lay all of our cards on the table. So we begin this episode, and we're back to when the third years were first years, and they were in
Mhm.
their idol group. And this is when Kanan decides to quit, and Mari gets real bummed about it. But the justification for Kanan is that Mari is basically turning down these opportunities to go study abroad, and she doesn't want her to do that. Or she wants her to go study abroad, not to turn these things down. And basically Daya is agreeing with Kanan. So this is the end of their school idol group, essentially.
Hmm.
And that's how we start the episode. Very dark, very
And they
dramatic.
had the dumb first year sleeves.
They still have those dumb first year sleeves, which for whatever reason that school decides, oh man, you first years, you have to suffer with these bad sleeves in your summer uniforms.
It makes no sense. Like the other ones have like regular sleeves and these have like weird nose sleeve. Like it's kind of like a cap sleeve, but not.
It's like they're sleeveless, but like it's just like a very thin layer, like a thin tiny bit of sleeve.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't. Meanwhile, the actual school idol group that we have in the present, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do for the upcoming summer festival.
Hmm.
Uh, all the while, Chica's like, hey, man, I wonder why Kanan doesn't want to be a school idol or why she quit that. That's weird, huh? It's not like we're going to try and figure that out this episode or anything. Spoilers is what they're going to do.
It is.
So basically, Chica gets it in her mind that she has to figure this out, and the rest of the girls just go along with her. And one of the people they decide to interrogate about, maybe they can figure out what happened is, Ruby is sisters with Daya. So maybe she knows something that, happened here. And
Ruby's like,
oh yeah, this is when she tries to run away, and then Yoshiko runs after her, puts her in an abdominal stretch. It's like, I got
Yeah.
her. Which that makes me just think that like Yoshiko is like a closet pro wrestling fan, and that makes me like her even more.
nice. It makes sense. Doesn't she do that like super different, like the two times that she does this
Yes.
in the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's not somebody that like, and that's not something that a normal human being would know.
That's a very specific hold.
It is.
So it's real goofy. She grabs her and brings her back, and then Ruby reveals that she remembers that Daya and Kanan were having a conversation at one point, and basically the gist is that Daya and Kanan are not the ones that are running away, despite what Mari's saying. And everyone's like, what does that mean? We should now investigate. So the way they decide to investigate is by waking up extremely early and tailing Kanan while she goes on one of her runs.
Watching her dance.
And I believe this is the point where Hanamaru is like, who in their right mind would get up this early?
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not. This is perfect. But yeah, we see Kanan do some dancing at the top of like the shrine area, And then Mari confronts her about Kanan's coming back to school. And Mari's just like, oh, since you're coming back to school, you should go help the girls be a school idol again. And Kanan's like, no, I don't wanna. You just don't understand me. You don't understand me, Mari. So they get into another fight and then go their separate ways. And the girls of Aqua are just like, what is up with these third years and their drama?
It's so dramatic. Like, really. And by the point that we got like to the midpoint of this episode, I'm like, all right, dudes, get it together.
So after that,
I wanted to put them in like a wrestling chokehold and be like, all right, make up.
So after that, we go back to school because it's still a school day, and the second years are just hanging out on like a balcony, just chilling, and then they see this like this uniform or like this dress just fall from the sky. And that makes Yo
always like about to jump off the balcony.
No, the uniform.
They have to hold her legs to keep her on there.
And they realize that Kanan and Mari are having another argument in their homeroom because Mari brought the dress and was like, "Be an idol again." Kanan's like, "No."
Fight.
And Daya's just like standing there like, "I don't know what to do." So Chika is at this point.
Yeah, Chika loses it. I mean, Chika, because they say something about Chika, like that they can't be like Chika or something.
No, I think it's that, and also when she goes up there to confront them, she's like, the third year's like, "This is none of your business," and she's like, "You, it's not."
Yeah, Chika just like goes ham on them. She's like, "All right," basically Chika does what I wanted to do. She's like, "Settle this now.
You're coming to the club room. We are airing out all of our grievances. This is happening. There is no argument. This is not a request. You are doing this after school. Be there."
I feel like Yo the entire time is just sitting there like petting the new uniform dress thing that she's obtained.
It's okay. Like, you're fine. You're fine.
That's one of my favorite things about her character is how obsessed she is with like outfits.
It's great.
Like not outfits in general. Like it's not fashion that she's into.
It's
she
costumes.
just like costumes, dressing up, uniforms, that kind of stuff. I think that's so cute. Maybe not jump off the balcony cute, but it's cute.
Sometimes you just gotta go for your goals, for your loves.
Reach for your dreams.
Reach for your dreams. If that means almost falling off of your school building.
Sure, why not?
So we go after school, and the third years are now in the club room, and we're gonna try and air out our grievances. Kanan continues to deny the fact that she's running away, and that the reason that she quit was because she couldn't sing in Tokyo, and she didn't want to be a school idol after that, and all that sort of stuff. Basically the same stuff that she has been repeating since the beginning. Eventually, Kanan gets mad and goes away. And I think, I don't remember if Mari stays in the room or not, but basically, after that, Daya's still in there, and then she has like this weird look on her face, like, "I know what's happening, but I can't tell you." And the other girl's like, "You know what's up. You better tell us."
Spill it, sister.
Spill the beans. So this is where Daya reveals that prior to their performance, Mari got injured. She like twisted her ankle or something happened to it, and she had a bum ankle, but she was still gonna press on and perform. She was like, "Look, even if I'm injured, whatever, we have to go out there and perform." So Kanan came up with the idea basically to protect Mari by not singing, so she wouldn't further injure herself and basically like ruin her ankle or something, or make it so that they wouldn't be able to perform regardless if she got further hurt. And I believe this is the point where, like, because I think Daya reveals this back at like her house, and everyone's there except Kanan. So this is like the first time Mari's hearing about this, and she's basically like, "Dude, what the like, why didn't any of you guys just tell me about this? We could have solved all of this if we had just communicated."
Isn't it amazing how that's usually the situation? Like, wow, if we had just communicated, everything would have been all right.
This whole episode just reminded me of the first 2 seasons of Sailor Moon Crystal, where we had this constant conversation about, like, why doesn't Usagi and Mamoru just communicate with each other and fix all of their problems? Because that would be the solution to all of them. And this is the same thing here, where, like, if Kanan and Mari had just a simple conversation of like, hey, you know, I just didn't want you to get hurt, and I thought it'd be better if you followed, like, you went and studied abroad to further yourself in a way, and it's not just because I didn't want to be a school idol, I just was looking out for you. They wouldn't have this beef for festering for 2 years, and to
2 years.
When they come back and reunite, it's like they hate each other. Like, everything would have been settled. But I mean, like, granted, the thing is, like, you know, they were first-year high school kids, so, like, expecting that age of people to have the wherewithal and the cognitive reasoning to be like, oh, let's communicate our feelings to each other and come to an understanding of what we should do as friends, you know, it's a little hard because, you know, high school freshmen can be dumber than rocks and not figure these things out because that age is real awkward for people.
Yeah.
So anyways, Mari runs out of Daya's house and goes sprinting in the rain back to the high school, and she runs into the club room and looks at, like, the whiteboard where they had basically had, like, lyrics and stuff up when they were school idols, which, you know, remember back when the second years were having to clean up
and they're like, wow, there were
lyrics here. Now there's the connection of who those lyrics are from.
I assumed that was the case.
Yeah.
Because I mean, duh.
And they start this episode off with all of them in that club room.
Yeah.
Or the third years in that club room when they were the idols. But
I forget when we find out that it's at the end of the episode.
The end of the episode.
Okay.
So Mari's just sitting or just like standing in the room, like just dripping wet, and then Kanan shows up, and basically Mari's like, "Dude, what the f? Why didn't you just tell me about this stuff?" And then Kanan's like, "What? Why didn't you tell me about this stuff?" And Mari just gets so frustrated that she just runs up and slaps Kanan right in the face.
I was like, Jesus, calm down, lady.
But like that's like the thing that like just like it actually does calm her down. She's like, all right, I've got my shit out of the way. Like, all right, if you want to hit me, go ahead and hit me. It's cool. Eye for an eye type thing. But Kanan decides like she goes to hit her, but then she has a flashback to like when they first met, and like the first thing that she told Mari was like to hug her so that they would become friends. And then she basically repeats the same thing, and they have an embrace, and now they're healed. They can be friends again.
But also at this point, we get the introduction to the baby Daya bangs.
Oh yeah, the baby Daya bangs.
Oh my God, Daya had the most ridiculous bangs when she was a child, and they keep coming up every once in a while in flashbacks. I'm like, these are the greatest. I'm so glad that Daya has these really terrible bangs.
So basically, at that point, everyone else I think has showed up at this point, and like Daya's like, "Well, now you have to take care of them, Chica. They're your responsibility.
All yours."
And then Chica's like, "Why don't you just come along too? Like, you're friends with them. Like, you would work here. You would work well with us as well. Like, you know us." And Daya's like, "Oh no, I can't do it. I got the student council president stuff." But then like Ruby's like, "Here, we made you a costume. You can join us." And then for the end of the episode, we get a new song.
Yep.
Which is entitled Mizuku Dreamer, aka Young Dreamer. It's the name of the episode.
Wow. And also, like, I know that, again, I was texting him, like, I get the symbolism, like, I understand, but man, it bugged the heck out of me that the costumes didn't match.
Yeah.
Because, like, throughout the song, they're wearing, like, their original school idol outfits, and then they transform into, like, outfits that match the other girls. Yeah. So it shows, like, we're not this idol group anymore. We're this idol group. We're united. And I'm like, again, I get that, but it bothered me.
Also, I think they this is probably not. Yeah, it's not gonna work. I think they had him like originally. At least they had one of the like they had him like make like all the third years mixed up with like two other people or two other members, and they at least had one of them separate up into one of the actual like subunits that the group has. Yeah, so like when Mari was with Yoshiko and Riko, like that's an actual subunit that they have.
Really?
Yeah, they're called Guilty Kiss.
Why?
They're the group that does more like rock focus songs.
Oh.
I can't remember if the other two, like the other 6, were separated into their subunits or not, but I definitely saw that one. But yeah, like they get to do their magical girl transformations into the new costumes and all that, and we finally have a full party.
Which I do really like the costumes that they all had, like by the end. They were really cute. Yeah. So yeah, we finally have the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God all this drama's over, because the third year drama was like weighing on me a bit. And I'm like, oh God, guys, just get it together.
I will say there will be a brief instance of more third year drama in second season, but it's not like bad. It's more just like the third years realizing that they're third years, and that type of like drama that comes with that. And then we end the episode with like Kanon's being like, you know, it's real weird that you guys chose the name Aqua for your group, because that was also the name that we had. And then like you just see like Dia's like, that's a weird coincidence, huh? And then there's like a cut to like the early episode when they were trying to figure out a name, and you just see like her writing Aqua in the sand, and then running away as soon as they come around, like looking that way.
She looks so devious in that scene. It's hilarious.
So now
it's like she's like an evil villain giving them their names.
It's true. So now we know Dia was the one that wrote that in the sand, because they had no idea who wrote it in the sand, but now we do.
I had figured that it was either Dia or Mari when it happened, but it was Dia.
It was indeed Dia. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, like the first like 8 episodes is Dia just being a jerk, but also trying to look out for them in weird ways.
Like a somewhat supportive jerk.
Yeah, the somewhat supportive jerk.
Yeah, it's the best way to describe her at that point, because like she gives him solid advice at points, but like she's not nice about it ever until like, you know, she goes through a bit of like, well, getting through all this drama, and then once that happens, she you know, is a better character.
If Mari is like the good cop, Dia is the bad cop.
That makes sense. Yeah. Except for I actually like Dia.
So yeah, that is that's this episode. We have finally finished the third year drama.
Cleared the air.
Now we have a full 9-member unit, a 9EO.
Oh my God.
We are full. We're ready to go. We're ready to go kick butt.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So next time we will be discussing episode number 10. We've got Stew Shine.
Oh, one thing I want to mention is that you now have a figurine of Lady Gundam.
I do. Al magically was able to blind box Yoshiko from the blind box figures that are at a store she has near her. And now I have Chika and Yoshiko. And you have Hanamaru.
Yep.
Zura.
It's great because it's like the Jumping Heart outfits, and they're adorable. Yep. So it was pretty cool. I was excited that was the one that we pulled, because that was the one you really, really wanted. Mm-hmm. So
I greatly
thank
appreciate
you
it.
To the crazy like Korean stationery store that also has a bunch of anime stuff.
You know, as you do.
As you do, yeah. So that's the funny thing about this, is that now like I recognize that kind of thing. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. I need to do something about this. So, like I knew vaguely what it was, because I know I'd shown you a picture of something else that was Love Live at one of the stores once, but like now I actually like understand who they all are and everything. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's clearly my job to get you into shows that have just like a boatload of girl characters.
I mean, that's the thing, is that like I'm appreciative of that, because I like well-written girl characters, and like, yeah, there's some drama bits here, but like there's a lot of great character growth and a lot of great like storytelling here. And you know, it's nice also to have girl characters who aren't like just perpetually like petty and weird, because that happens a lot in anime.
I think it also helps that like the show doesn't have male characters.
Yeah, it's all girls.
Yeah. Which is also like weird, because you would think that this is like a show that would be more like pushed towards male audiences.
Yeah.
But like you can clearly see that you can get it from like both sides. Like it's not just strictly just for like a male audience. Like you can get it for both genders or
Yeah, and
any
I think
gender.
that's the neat thing about it is that like any gender can really appreciate this show because like yeah, it's got like some fan servicey moments and like usually like girl idols are marketed towards men, but like as a lady, I can also appreciate this because I can see like some of myself in characters and again, like I really like seeing girl characters who aren't just like one note petty girls. Because like I said, it's kind of rare in certain animation to pull that off and to pull it off well. And
Right.
Especially with a cast of like 9 different girls with very different personalities, very different like drives. They're distinct, and that's really helpful. It's also really hard to write 9 different girls like that and make sure that they're distinct in terms of personality.
Very true.
Yeah, so like I'm really, really impressed by this show. I guess I should have saved this until like the season 1 wrap up, but I'm really liking this show.
I'm glad.
I'm into it.
I was kind of worried just because like I wasn't sure if this would be a show that's like your thing or not.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm a odd person when it comes to like actually connecting with things.
Right.
Yeah, so like sometimes I'll watch stuff and I'm like, all right, I just can't get into this. But no, I really, really like this. I'm enjoying it a lot. So it's kind of cool because, in 2 very different ways, we got like some rad, strong girls from like Sailor Moon Crystal and now Love Live that like they can still have like their traditionally feminine ways, but also just like kick utter ass and, either magical girl style or musical style.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I think like just something you mentioned a little bit ago about like how the show has drama, but it's not just like it's not drama for the sake of being drama, which a lot of like shows that have a more predominantly like girl-based cast can sometimes kind of go into. Yeah. Like anytime there's drama in the show, it is to further develop like the characters, their arcs, the overall story, or just their development in general.
It has a real important purpose whenever there's drama in order to further their motivations, make them grow as characters, but also like if that drama didn't exist, they wouldn't succeed at all at what they're trying to do.
Right.
Period. And because they would just continue as like what they were.
Yeah. And it also helps that like, this show does have like emotional moments and everything, but like all those emotional moments I think are like well earned.
Oh man. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but I have a real issue where if somebody cries on screen, like I will immediately sympathy cry. Like it's just how I am. And so I have sympathy cried so much in this dang show. It's unfair.
I mean, that's kind of how I am. Like the first time I went through the show, like it was like pretty much like every episode there was just like a moment where I was like super emotional of something that happened.
Yeah, and that's a good thing because it's showing like there's an emotional connection to these characters that we actually care.
Yeah,
I think it's rad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yay.
Well, like we said, next time we will be talking about episode 10, We've Got Stu Shine, which is a bit of more of a filler episode. I mean, there is a bit of like there's some development and a development to it towards a new arc in like the latter half of the episode, but for the most part, it is like it's a filler beach episode.
It's pretty, yeah.
It's one of those.
But either way, we will do our Rubestie.
That's very true. So if you would like more from us, go to seasonalmycheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like the Season Anime Checkup and Season Anime Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you would like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She has columns and reviews on her site as well. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup for Twitters. So next time, episode 10, we're going to eat some weird looking food that has been concocted.